So I think I'll just start cooking. And for those who want to cook along, now is a good time to take your bananas out of the freezer. The recipe calls for having the bananas out for about 10 minutes for the banana nice cream or ice cream. So I just want to introduce myself in case you don't know me. So my name is Taina and I've been a consultant for 4 years now. And in the next hour or so, 45 minutes to an hour, you will learn how to make cheese. Oh, there's a feedback. Can somebody mute their line? Thank you. So in the next 45 minutes or so, you will learn how to make inexpensive and delicious food for you at home right now. So many people are stuck at home and need to cook. You will see how you can save money cooking at home. You will see how the latest gadget in the kitchen performs, and you see how much fun it is. And fun, I feel, is the part that I love most about the Thermomix. As I said, I've had it for about 4 years now, and just today I made a zucchini eggplant bake that is another one of my favorites. So you never stop exploring it. And how much longer do we want to eat? A few more decades, hopefully. And the healthier we eat, the more decades we have. So it's a win-win right here. For anybody who doesn't quite know how to work the Zoom, if you're on your phone and you swipe to the left, then you should be able to see the other participants. I also have one camera here pointing to the screen of the Thermomix. It's a little challenging with the lighting to get the screen visible. So you have one screen right here. Oops, I want to cancel that. Great. So the banana is out, and I think we should start with dessert first. What do you say? This is a good time for dessert. And as a dessert, I chose a banana ice cream with a salted caramel sauce. Well, the dish is from the UK. I love the banana ice cream because it doesn't use any additional sugar. And I would say, let's get cooking. To get to the menu for today, click on the 3 lines, and then I click on my week. So the ice cream and the other dish I'm going to make, I planned for March 30th. However, those who own the TM6 may have noticed that the recipes disappear when it's in this view. The reason is that the Thermomix, for some reason, is still stuck in European time zone. So it's the 31st over there. But you can easily switch your screen to a calendar view by clicking up here, the little tiny calendar. And this is also a great way of scrolling back in time to see what you have done in the previous weeks. So I'm scrolling back to the 30th of March, and here is the banana ice cream with salted caramel sauce. So you just click on the recipe and you can start cooking as if it was today. Start cooking. And we're starting with the caramel sauce. It does call for brown sugar. You can do it with white. The caramel sauce will not look as caramelly. It will look a little bit white, of course. So we're starting with the butter. 130 grams of butter, because everything's better with butter. Next, we'll add 250 grams of the dark sugar, brown sugar. So you can use white sugar, especially these days. Maybe dark sugar is difficult to come by. Maybe not. Maybe the white sugar is all sold out. We're adding 130 grams of double cream. And then just a little bit of sea salt.
Can you tell us a little about double cream compared to heavy cream?
It's just the whipped cream. I usually buy the one from Trader Joe's, the Tetra Packs. Those last forever, and I'm so grateful that I have them in my pantry now. So it's just regular cream, and this is also a UK recipe, so the terms might be a little different. Also, if you have any questions, you can type it in the chat, and my husband is my social media consultant advisor today. So any questions you have, please let him know. So we added the fine sea salt to it, and without the measuring cup, we are cooking on temperature varoma. That's the highest temperature that combines vapor and aroma for 7 minutes. Speed 2, and if you choose the speed, you can turn the speed dial really fast and it will stop at the suggested speed. You can be a little faster if you want to, right after, but the first stop is at the 2-minute mark. So for 7 minutes, and then we'll have our caramel sauce. And for the ones who do not yet have a Thermomix, I just wanted to introduce you real quick to the Thermomix. The company, the German company that came up with this genius idea is Vorwerk, and in 1883 is when they were found, so they're a couple of days old. And the Thermomix was first launched in '71, so next year we'll celebrate the 50th birthday. And this is now the 6th model, so it's the TM6. And the TM6 has just been launched last summer. It's very close to the TM5, so the hardware is pretty much the same, but they added a little bit higher temperature feature, a couple of other cooking features, and of course the larger display where you can search for your Cookidoo recipes while you're cooking. So the cookie is obsolete. You can search right in the database through here. It comes with various accessories or parts. You're seeing the bowl right here in action. So this is what the bowl looks like. The blade turns clockwise and counterclockwise and can be removed for very easy cleaning. If you do not quite know how to remove the blade, there's also a video on my YouTube channel. So my website is TainaMix.com, TainaMix.com, and there's links to all of my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. Trying to dance on all parties. We also have a few different accessories that come with the TM6. We have the butterfly whisk that adds air to all of the dishes. I just uploaded a new YouTube video making mashed potatoes, really simple, really fast, and the butterfly whisk really makes it nice and fluffy. We have a splash guard that goes on top of the lid for when you're sauteing with the high temperature mode. So this is a new accessory, but if you use the TM5, setting the simmering basket up on top basically does the same thing. Talking about the simmering basket, that's the simmering basket, and that drops into the bowl, and this way you can boil rice, steam rice actually, potatoes, veggies, or you can use it as a strainer for the 2-second lemonade. The 2-second lemonade is using whole lemons. And I don't know who else is cooking, but this is starting to smell delicious, really good. This is the varoma. The steaming element has 3 parts: the varoma tray, and the varoma lid. And this is used to steam veggies, fish, chicken, eggs. You can put some parchment paper on here. You can even put a plate in there just to keep the juices from flowing down. And just like an hour ago, I used it to steam my eggplant and my zucchini. for this delicious lentil bake that I made. The nice thing is this lid can also be used as a tray, so no dripping. The Thermomix has a warranty of 2 years and costs $1,499. That includes 6 months of the recipe portal Cookidoo, and it is the best investment I've ever made. My mom has had hers for 25 years, and you can see that it's a worthwhile investment. So if you're using it only 10 years, it'll come down to $2 per week. And just making this caramel sauce right here, that saves me more than the $2 that I've invested. So we consultants call the Thermomix our money maker. I do all of my different gifts in there. I do sugar scrubs, I do salts, I do caramel, and the veggie stock, which I'll show you later, made with just pure ingredients and salt and herbs, and it smells so good. So, oh, we got about 2 minutes left. Any questions in the chat? Honey?
Positive comments so far.
Can you see everything okay? Yeah, is the angle good? This is the first Zoom meeting. Oh, Siri's talking to me. Is there anything else you'd like me to help you with? Great. So, oh, and we have through tomorrow a 0% interest offer to where, of course, upon credit approval, you can finance Thermomix for 12 months. And that comes down to less than $4.50 per day. And usually you could say, well, if you go to Starbucks every day, well, we cannot use that line these days, but I think you get the picture. Especially now, eating out is not convenient, and you really want to make sure that you put just healthy ingredients into your body. So anybody who has a Thermomix right now, I think is very grateful to have it. And interesting fact, Thermomix usage is up 22%. And 3 days in March have set the record for most Thermomix use ever. And the record was set by Thanksgiving. So that shows us that people are staying in, people are cooking, people are optimizing, hopefully, their Thermomix. Because all I want, I don't want to sell a Thermomix. All I want is to optimize your health, your kitchen, your dishes. So if you want to know more about it, we can do a one-on-one session as well, if this doesn't satisfy your appetite.
There's a question from Dealer Customer about the sous vide.
The sous vide. Sous vide is also an option that is doable with both the TM5 and the TM6. Hold on. Let me show you. Looks great. So I'll get to the sous vide in a second. Next, transfer to a serving bowl and set aside. My kids are looking forward to that part. And the brown sugar just makes the color. Look at this. Looks amazing. And if you like it a little bit more salty, just do half a spoon instead of a quarter spoon. So we'll set this aside. And what I'll do is I'll just scrape the bowl clean. It says to rinse and wash the bowl. I'm not going to do that. I will just clean out the rest of the caramel sauce. Ooh, I can't wait. So welcome to my house. There could be a dog running around in a little bit. My oldest is taking her on a walk, so you may meet Tigger and my boys. They're usually running around in the kitchen. You may not. Next, clean mixing bowl. I'm not going to do that. Remove 5 to 6 frozen bananas sliced from freezer 10 minutes before making ice cream. I'll write to Thermomix and suggest that they actually state that right in the beginning of the recipe. So here are the frozen bananas. It's great to have frozen bananas in your fridge. You also can do the berry dream beautifully with frozen bananas. And for that, I would recommend to skip the sugar. All right. Put it in. Okay. Insert spatula through mixing bowl lid. So 30 seconds, speed 8, and you'll hear the power of the motor. It's going to be a little loud, so I don't think I'll be able to say anything. Beautiful sunset. It's not a virtual background. Ooh, that looks delicious. Check it out. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. I did try the banana ice cream before and thought I wanted it a little bit more creamy, so I grinded it up on speed 10. Not a good idea, because afterwards the bananas were kind of like a glue. Woo! And now we don't have any children to try the ice cream, except my hubby. Oh. Can you see that? Another good idea is to add peanut butter, to add chocolate chips.
Tiffany said her girls want to have it for tomorrow's dessert.
Oh, yes. And this is guilt-free. I mean, this is eating your fruit. This is eating pure vitamins. So I at least want to prepare one.
Monica says she made it last night, and the caramel is so delicious.
Oh, good. Did you use brown sugar or white sugar? The caramel sauce is still hot. But, ooh. Ooh, somebody take a screenshot.
Brown sugar.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. And the rest I'll place in the freezer. How is it, hubby?
Fantastic.
You had to say that.
I'm a sweet tooth.
Yes, but you know, guilt-free almost. If the caramel sauce.
It tastes like banana.
It tastes like banana. Oh, this is why you have the minion picture.
Mm-hmm.
Banana.
From the kitchen minion.
Banana. Next up, we'll do an Indian dish. So see the variety. You can make ice cream, caramel sauce, and now we're off to India. So that's what I love about it, the diversity. And I can do it all. And I didn't share with you that before the Thermomix entered my life, I was a cooking zero, and now I'm a cooking hero, and anybody can be that. And if you are already a cooking hero, like Miriam, who's on the call, those people usually tell me I'm able to cook so much more, I save time. So really the Thermomix is for anybody that eats, I would say. Because anybody who eats, given they're a little older, can cook, just like my kids do. Next dish, going back to home, my week, and going back in time again. Another dish that I looked at is eggs with coconut curry sauce. That looked also really good. So coconut dal, which I have never made. So I hope it turns out okay. I would say 85% of the dishes that I've tried were really good. And this one has good rating. On Cookidoo, you can see the rating. So this has like a 4.7 rating. You are about to start a new recipe. Quit active recipe. Yes, because the last step in the banana ice cream probably said, serve. Serve and eat. All right. So now we are going to put the onions in. You can see that the scale is not at 0, which it should be. So one click of the tare button and the scale is to 0. Let me just get my ingredients here. It's about 240. All of the recipes are suggestions, so you can always skip it, add more, add less. I usually recommend keeping to the recipe when it comes to risotto, but other than that, you can be super flexible. And then we're adding some chilies. I didn't find fresh chili, so I'm using dried chili. And some tomatoes. All I had to do is quarter them. Five seconds, speed 6. Check it out. Not bad for 5 seconds. Another good rule of thumb is chopping onions, 5 seconds, speed 5. And if you like your onions a little finer, like I do, I usually do them at speed 7. If you like them a little coarser, then you, of course, can do lower than 5. But 5 seconds, speed 5 is a pretty good rule of thumb for onions. Next, scrape down. Oops, where is my scraper? Scrape down sides. And now we're adding 250-gram lentils. Lentils, as you know, is a great source of protein. Oh, stuck. So they're rinsed and drained, but now they're a bit cakey. Oh, ooh, and I got the onions. And we're adding 1 can of coconut milk. Then 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and this is beautiful turmeric from my friend Dina. Check her out on timelessturmeric.com, Dina Lin, and this is sourced in Costa Rica, and as you probably know, it's a great anti-inflammatory, great immune booster, and especially now great mood booster. We all need a lot of turmeric these days. There's another great recipe called golden milk with different Indian spices that's also an amazing health drink, especially for at night.
I think there's a handy list of easy rules of thumb for chopping,
yes,
slicing, etc. Very simply.
Yes, there is, and I just posted it on Instagram. Mika, can you write down? I can send it out, and I can share it again on my Facebook page. Are you a member of the Facebook page? I'll share it. But if you could just make a note of that. Yes, so there's because if you know the chopping functions, you basically learn the language. Customers of mine tried manual recipes right from the start, and it was a chicken dish, and then they said it tasted delicious, but it was like chicken puree. So obviously they didn't expect the motor to be so powerful. And therefore I always recommend to do a few dishes guided cooking first, and then do your own. The guided cooking recipes teach you a little bit how the Thermomix works. Basically from dry to wet, from cold to hot. So for risotto that requires Parmesan in the end, you would do the Parmesan first, set as the side, because you want the bowl to be dry and cold. And we're adding mustard seeds. There's a great few Indian places in the area that once you are getting into all of the Indian dishes, they have all of the seeds, and you just need to buy a package once and that'll last you a year. And they should still be open. Now we're adding the vegetable stock. I'm adding water and my vegetable paste, 300 grams. And now I am adding my paste, my vegetable stock paste that I mentioned earlier. So I love making up these small labels, put it in a nice jar, and handing it out as a welcome to Thermomix gift or a host gift. And this is just all nutritious deliciousness and comes from the heart. And it's cheaper than a bottle of wine. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. And then for 15 minutes, reverse, meaning the blade goes counterclockwise, meaning the blunt side of the blades are mixing. So it's not chopping, it's just mixing. Speed 1. And now I can take my dog for a walk, and I'll see you in 15 minutes. Bye.
Put the link in there.
What's it?
I put the link in there for how to.
Okay.
It's in the chat.
Do you know the how-to link?
Yeah, it's an Instagram.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So my social
I'm not playing around here.
social media consultant figured it out. So is that the listing of like slow speed mixing?
Yeah,
Yeah?
speed 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
okay.
6, 7.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
It's on the Instagram.
Perfect. So I'd like to share my screen now to show you a little bit around in Cookidoo. Miguel, are you able to see my screen? Cookidoo?
Not yet.
Can you swipe left, right?
One second. My Zoom is not responding.
Oh. Can you guys see my screen? Yes? Perfect. Thank you, Miriam. This is Cookidoo. For those who do not know it, it's a recipe portal that spans about 15 countries and up to now over 55,000 recipes. When it started about 3 years ago, we had 20,000 recipes, and that was a lot. So it grows every month. Every month, each country adds new recipes, new collections, and it's just an endless source of culinary inspiration. And I just wanted to give you a really quick tour. Also, that is on my YouTube channel. So what would you like to cook today? Let's say you are in the mood for curry. And I am linked in Australia because I created my account before the US was on. So now I'm kind of stuck in Australia because they can transfer my account, yet for data reasons, not my collections. So I'm just always in Australia and then have to come back to the United States. So you can either just, hold on, let me get a little better. So on the iPad and on the computer, you can just turn off Australia, and then you will have all of the results for curry, so 1930. Or you can click on the filter, and in the filter, you can go down and choose the countries. Ooh, we have Cyprus on now. I didn't see Cyprus before. Malaysia. Wow, they're adding so many new countries. That's so cool. So forget the 15. It's looking like it's much more than that. So I'm just going to go for the English-speaking countries. And it comes up with 420 results of curry. Now, I don't want curry ketchup. I would like a main dish. So I can again go in the filter or do that right in the very beginning. And I want it to be a fish curry. I would like a curry without onions. Let's see if they have that. And to exclude ingredients, you put minus and the ingredient, 8. So 8 recipes have just been kicked out, or maybe 8 is left. Then tags, I'll show you that later on. I want it to be easy and I want it to be fast. So preparation time means my actual time, and that's 15 minutes. And I want to eat in 30 minutes or less. You can search for the ratings. If you have a TM5, cross to TM5, because TM6 has some other features too. So just limit yourself to the TM5, and there's 5 results of dishes without onion, 15 minutes of my time, 30 minutes total. What else did I have? English speaking, easy. And steamed red curry fish sounds delicious. So you can click on the recipe, and then you can, oh, sign up for free. I'm not logged in. There you go. So I can add them to my week. Say I want to do this tomorrow. Save it. And I'm adding it to my shopping list. The nice thing about the shopping list is you can sort it by category or by recipe. Here's my shopping list. And then you can share that with your friend or whoever is purchasing the items. Or you can have your partner have the Cookidoo app on their phone as well with your login. And then all of the shopping list is right on the palm of their hand. And you can just check off the items that you have at home. So brown sugar I have at home, for example, water I have at home. And the rest of the items you just check off while you're in the grocery store. There's a couple of things I wanted to show you here as well. Did you know that you can search for collections as well as recipes? So let's go to Explore. And since we're talking Indian, I will just put in India, search, and instead of seeing the recipes, you can click here on collections. So these are 2 cookbooks basically that are available in Australia. If I take that out, whoa, there's 62 Indian cookbooks. Not all in English, so I can turn on the filter again. Australia, United Kingdom. Okay. Oh, okay. So The Flavors of India, that is an amazing cookbook with over 70 dishes, including the naan, the paste, the ghee, curry powder, chutney. So the Thermomix is amazing for the Indian cuisine. You can make a curry, not from scratch, but from seed. You're toasting the seed and then grinding the seed, adding the coconut, adding all of your ingredients, and make an amazing base, and then just throw in whatever you want to cook. And you can see that I have it saved in my recipe. I can remove it and add it again. And it is visible in my recipes. My recipes, you have collections all created. That is my cookbooks that I basically put together, my collections. And then you have saved. So these are all of the recipe books that I saved. This, for example, is a Spanish one. This I love to show because it's a Chinese dish that looks interesting. Some actually cook with the cell phone in front of the Thermomix and Google Translate. So far, Cookidoo does not yet translate, maybe soon. There was one other thing I wanted to show you, and I thought it was really neat. So I'm going to my week, and I'm clicking on the coconut dal that is cooking right now. And if you scroll down, you see the tags. And one of the tags that I really love that I just discovered today is cooking for students. So we can assume that it's easy and nutritious and fast. So I love that. Okay, show me all of the cooking for students recipe, and the Asian style rice and eggs is in there, of course, pancakes, the soup. So that's a really great idea of exploring recipes. There's recipes that are vegan, tagged, kid-friendly, etc. So while the Thermomix is still cooking, and I didn't forget about the sous vide question, I'll come back to that. But while the Thermomix is cooking, I just wanted to show you what you can do while you're cooking, because it's not just cooking. No, no, no. It is also working as a scale. You can always check in on the recipe detail if you want to know what else you have to prepare. So I'll do that. So here you see the recipe detail. You scroll down, you see the ingredients, and they're listed by order. So I can see that the only thing missing is the spinach and the coriander, cilantro. So I can already get that ready by turning on the scale. So the 3 dots get you to the scale. And while it is boiling, you can tare it. You can see it's not 100% still, but you get a good idea. You can just place something on top. Ooh, that's splatter so much. And then tare it. And then weigh the lid, for example. The lid weighs about 105 grams. And as this is a UK recipe, ooh, it's cooking. And as this is a UK recipe, it is automatically in gram. Any US recipe will automatically be in ounces and in Fahrenheit. And you can set the scale to default. So if you use it in a manual mode under settings, to either or. Something else you can do in settings is you can change the tune of your Thermomix. Do you want it to play the guitar, the mandolin, the harp? And there's a really fun video that I just posted of somebody that used the music or the melody of the Thermomix to create a whole tune around it. It's really nice. It's like day 5 of quarantine humor. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, so the TM6 is able to search Cookidoo while you're cooking. So I cross this out and go to the home, and then I can swipe to the left to bring up all of the functions. The scale is one of them, so this is also how you can bring up the scale. And here you see the dough mode, turbo, pre-clean kettle, rice cooker,
some of those functions have also been added to the TM5 just recently. So there was another upgrade to the TM5. And the two latest functions here on the TM6 are a thicken mode and the rice cooker mode. So when you swipe to the right, you see our home screen. And when you swipe another right, you see the Cookidoo. So now we can again search for whichever dessert or meal you want to do. I want to do something with apples. So you don't have to search for a recipe. You can also search for the ingredients, especially handy now where, you know, your fridge might be more or less well stacked, and you can say, hey, I have lentils, I have carrots, I have potatoes. Thermomix, tell me what I can do with it. And you can just add these ingredients just one after the other, just with the space in between, and it'll show you all of the recipes that you can cook. Nice story is a friend of mine, she said, oh, I have these pears and I didn't know what to do with them. So I Googled, and we ended up having a delicious Moroccan chicken stew with pears. And she said, I would have never cooked that in a million years. So that's just the beauty of Thermomix. It shows you new avenues that you didn't think you could go on before. So here we have all of the apple recipes, apple fritter, that sounds good. And so you can basically browse the recipes while you're cooking. You can also do that with your phone, standing right next to it. And then let's see if it already has my additional recipe saved. I don't think so. That'll take a few more minutes, and then maybe after cooking, it's there. So sous vide question. You can do sous vide in the Simmering Basket, and that is also how the sous vide so far has been done in the TM5. There is a new accessory. There's also a video on my YouTube channel about the blade cover, which is out of stock. And I just put another request into customer service to let me know when it is available. The blade cover, I think I have it. Yes.
Still sharing the screen.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So the blade cover looks like this, and it sits, of course, on the blade, covers the blade. To turn off the sound, just touch anywhere on the screen or the speed selector.
Mike was asking when the blade is dead.
Yeah, can you make a note?
Sure.
Please, thank you. Yes, so it's $29 once it's back. The nice thing is it turns your Thermomix bowl into a regular pot. So for example, you can just boil your potatoes in it. The big advantage, of course, is that the blade doesn't chop the potatoes. Even if you have them on lowest speed going backwards, it will eventually break down like meat and potatoes. So this on top will just keep everything in its original form. And so the blade cover is available. It's working both for the TM5 and TM6. And then you can do sous vide with a larger quantity. So here, of course, the quantity is limited, but you can do it. And with the blade cover, you can just do more. I did salmon, which was really good. Steamed salmon is good too. So we'll have to try it with meat. Supposedly the meat is super tender. And there's also, we had these little bags, vacuum sealed bags. If those aren't available, you can get them easily on Amazon, even with a pump. Okay, our dal is ready. That looks so good. Just check it out. Yum. And we
Should add some spinach, 120 grams. Mix together with spatula. And if Thermomix states spatula, it's this spatula. I mean, this is the TM5 spatula. My children, they made pancakes one morning, and in the recipe it says mix batter with the help of spatula. So they just took a spatula out of the drawer, and needless to say, the batter had red specks of plastic in it. And they said, but it said to use the spatula. Oh, this looks so good. Okay. And this is the Thermomix serving bowl, which is so handy for serving, of course, for storing and for keeping food hot or cold for a couple of hours. Everything is dishwasher safe. And now take a look at this. And here's another tip. If you're lifting the bowl and it's something heavy, grab it on the bottom. Then it's much easier to tilt it. Oh, that color. Sprinkle on some cilantro. Serve hot. And then put some naan breads in the toaster or in the oven, or make your own naan bread. That's really easy with the Thermomix. And another screenshot. Ta-da! So anybody has anybody been cooking along?
Yeah, we have. Don and Sally have been cooking along with you, and it looks great. So we're ready to eat.
Super. Great.
Tiffany too.
Awesome. Yes. Oh, I want to try. I have never tried it. We didn't add any salt. I assume that the turmeric and the mustard seeds were enough seasoning, and the chili.
Thanks for Miriam for answering Michael's question about the metrics and materials.
Ooh, it's good. I think I would add a little salt. But it's a very deep flavor. I love that the mustard seeds kind of pop in your mouth, so they're still intact, and they give the dish just a little bit of a crunch. And here is my salts that I love to make. So this is my herbal salt, where I just grind dried herbs. I get them here at Rainbow Acres on Washington. And I blitz them for 30 seconds on 10. And then I mix sea salt reverse into it. So this is a great gift. Put it in a little container. So beautiful. And this is my cumin paprika chili salt that has a little spice. And here is just a pepper salt. So this is also a great idea to give as gifts, or for teachers, for birthdays. It's like, here's something to spice up your life. And it's cheap. It's really inexpensive, and comes with a lot of love. So is there any questions?
Hello, Taina. This is Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Hi. We couldn't find any black mustard seeds, so we used yellow mustard seeds, and we just doubled the amount, and that seemed to work out fine.
The
And
entire amount or the mustard seeds?
the mustard seeds. So
Ah.
we could only find yellow, so we doubled them, and that seemed to work out fine. Also, here in Phoenix, we couldn't find any red lentils, so we used brown. And otherwise, I think the flavor is delicious. And as you said, we're just going to add a little salt and it's a little bit crunchy, but we compensated by adding a little more vegetable stock, and I think that worked out fine. And the recipe is just delicious, and we're going to sit down with a little red wine here, and we're going to have a lovely dinner. And we so enjoyed your video chat here, and it was super. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if this was something that you would like more of, then I'll be happy to put some more on, and just need to find some quick dinners, you know, that don't take too long, but maybe something that you wouldn't otherwise try. And it's really all about creating a community, one recipe at a time. And if you like, maybe in the chat, you can put your favorite recipe, because that's the part, of course, that's missing now a little bit. When we have our cooking classes, then we have all different people come together, and usually before the class and after the class, and oftentimes during the class, they're chatting and they're exchanging recipes. And that really is the beauty of the community. So if you'd like, just add like your top 2 or your top 3 recipes, and usually everybody has a different favorite, and it also varies from week to week.
So thank you, Taina. We're going to go now because our dinner's getting cold. We're going to put it in the hot cold. And
your banana ice cream is getting warm.
Okay, thank you so much. And we're over and out. Thank you. Good night.
My pleasure.
Arrivederci. Bye-bye.
Bye. Any other questions I may answer?
The brand of lentils,
The brand of Trader Joe's. And I didn't know that there's a big difference between red lentil and green lentil. Well, I found that out when a red lentil recipe, I used green lentils, and they're completely different animals. So the Cooking Zero learns a lot through Thermomix. But the red lentils I always have in my pantry, and I use them twice now today. One's for the bake and one's for this dish. Anything else?
that's only check it out.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for cooking with me. Share it with your friends. This is all a word of mouth community, and I'll be happy to do this one-on-one. And if you want to earn your Thermomix, you can do that too. Anybody who has an American TM6 is able to earn back the Thermomix or make it pay for itself, in addition to beautiful gifts and bonuses. So ask me how. You may have a couple of people that have shown interest. So thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great evening. And I'll cook with you the next time.
Miriam is applying.
Thank you. Bye.